And it's a huge transition now. Jurgen Klopp leaving, Arne Slot coming in. It's a big task for Slot, isn't it?
Yes, it's a big task. To replace Jurgen's always going to be difficult. But I'm happy now. I'm glad he didn't leave last year, because last year I would worry me a bit. But Jurgen's had another year now, and he's got some good players here. He's made another transmission in the new team. We've got a lot of young players, and we've got a decent team now. So I'm actually looking forward to it.
How do you handle it, Robbo, if you're Slot?
It's going to be difficult for him because Jurgen Klopp was a legend at the club. He had great success. The fans loved him. I presume the players loved him as well. We've seen when Ferguson left Manchester United. We saw when Wenger left Arsenal. It's difficult for the person replacing them. Arteta's now come 2 managers on. It's going to be difficult for Slot to win over the players, the senior players, and it's going to be difficult for him to win over the crowd straight away. And it's going to be interesting to see what sort of style of football he plays. Let's
talk strikers, shall we? And obviously, Darwin Nunez cost a lot of money for Liverpool. Hit and miss, I think, is a fair way to describe his first 2 seasons. What do you like about him? What would you advise him to do to improve?
Well, the first thing about him, he's creating chances, isn't he? You know, he's a big lad. He always gets beyond defenders. And I think if he gets that confidence, I think he can be one hell of a player.
Big boy time, isn't it, for Nunez now, Stevie?
Yeah. I mean, I was particularly last year saying, look, you know, you still need to give him a little bit of time. But I think you're right. I think this year is going to define whether he kicks on and becomes an Anfield legend, or whether he doesn't and it's time to move somewhere else. I would think that's how important this season is for him.
Which side of the fence, John, Robert?
I think he's a player, and it's just been said there by Ian. He's in positions to score goals. He's got pace, he's got strength, he's got good technique. Goals will come. I know it's been a couple of years where he's missed chances, but if you keep getting into those situations, eventually you're going to get that confidence. You're going to score a couple of goals, and it's then going to carry on from there. I think he's an outstanding player.
Meanwhile, it's weird for Gakpo, isn't it? Because we've seen players struggle when it comes to making that step up to international football. But there's something about the Dutch shirt where he puts in the performances that we haven't seen so far, really, since he made that move to Liverpool.
I think when he plays for Holland, he plays on the left-hand side, doesn't he? I think when he's at Liverpool, he's played on the right, he's played in the middle, he's played in midfield, he's played on the left. So maybe playing for Liverpool under Klopp, he most probably doesn't know what his best position is, but every time he plays for Holland, he seems to play on the left. He thrives in that position as well, and he did have an excellent Euros.
We saw an interesting season from Mo Salah as well last year, in that his figures look good. They look great, don't they, overall, in the fact that he was once again in the goals, in the assists, but there were times that you wanted more from him. Do you feel that maybe he's on the decline now, and do you feel that maybe Liverpool should look to maybe cashing in and using that money to refresh the squad?
For me, I'd like to see Mo Salah stay. Simple as that. He's an asset to the team. He may not score as many goals as what he's done in the last couple of years, but look at his assists. He most certainly make more assists now than does score goals.
They're offered 100 million for Salah tomorrow. Surely you've got to take the money. You've got to look after the future of the club, don't you?
Well, I think that comes down to the manager, doesn't it? He makes the decisions, and that's what the manager gets paid for. You know, I think he'll be looking at this pre-season, which is very important, as you know, and he's thinking, no, what do we do? I think the same can be said with Van Dijk and Trent. You know, they're in the final year of the contract, the three of them. So I think it's going to be an interesting season. And again, being a Liverpool fan, I'd love to see the three of them stay.
Political answer from Ian Rush. Unlike you, Steve Nicol. Not Liverpool legends Ian Rush is sell Salah.
Season campaigner.
There you are, you see.
Season campaigner on the other end of the camera.
Political masterclass there. Ian, we've talked about it a lot, these goggles that the goalkeepers have been wearing. Have you tried them at all?
No, I didn't try them, but I think Nicol was wearing them in the 80s, wasn't
he? He's very angry about the goggles, Ian. He hates them.
What's a lot of nonsense.
Well, he mentioned something to me, but I didn't see it, so I don't really, I can't comment on that. So I'll rely on what Nicol said for once.
It's brilliant. Throwing coaches and goggles. They're the things that make him very angry, Ian.
Aye.
Is that the future, is it?
It's definitely is. That's why he's not happy about it. Right then, Ian, what's a good season for Liverpool considering the upheaval, considering Arne Slot coming in? What would you take now as a Liverpool fan?
Well, I would take Champions League again. We've made it now, so I think what you're looking to try and improve on last season. And I think with a new manager, change of play maybe or something like that. But I think you always look to do better than what you did last year. We won the Carabao Cup last year, and we finished second in the league. So I think looking at Champions League and looking at a trophy again to keep everyone going. And the fans are right behind the Slot. Believe me, the fans are right behind him, and he'll get his fair chance now. And hopefully we can go onwards and upwards.
These days, Ian, who would be more valuable, Ian Rush or Steve Nicol?
Well, on or off the pitch?
Well, we know the answer off the pitch of Mr. Nicol.
I tell you what, it was close. Him and I were always last out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, him and I were always last out.
What do you mean by last out?
Turn the lights off and close the doors.
Yes. Ian, he had to ring his wife last week to come and pick him up from Craig Burley's house at 2 a.m. She had to wake the grandkids up. You'll be glad that nothing ever changes.
It's a bit early, Nicol, for 2 o'clock, wasn't it, for you?
Yeah, I'm getting on.
It's getting old.
I'm getting old.
It's getting old. Ian, great stuff, mate. Thank you very much for joining us. Much appreciated. We need an X-rated version at some stage of some Stevie stories when the kids are in bed. Much appreciated, mate. Just a reminder, Liverpool in action here in the summer. Real Betis is our game, which you're doing, Robert?
I'm doing the game, yes. Looking forward to it.
And where is that?
That's in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, lovely.
Yes.
Exactly, that's live on ESPN Plus, and then it's Arsenal at the end of the month on ESPN, and Liverpool to take on Real Betis. If you want to see a ticket, if you want to go see Robbo, will you say hello to people, Robbo?
Of course I will.
Take a selfie. Yes.
Maybe not some of the Arsenal supporters when we go to the next stage.
Oh yeah, the Arsenal. So the Liverpool supporters, all right.
Yeah.
Just click the QR code. Tickets are still available.